Greetings and welcome to episode 148 of my Empire Total War Darth Mod USA campaign. And this, my friends, is how we left it last time. As you can see here, Riga stands relatively undefended. However, the council, once again, in its wisdom here and its wonderful advice, has said, man, this doesn't look quite right. Why would the Russians give up Vilnius so easily? Because before this, but for those of you who may not have be up to sort of speed as it were, Vilnius was protected by at least 3 Russian army groups. Now, granted, they weren't at full strength, but to break into Vilnius with that amount of forces around it would have cost us dear, regardless of the quality of our troops and regardless of the quality of theirs. That type of battle is going to cost you dear, even if you're fully prepared. And this army group here, as you can see here in the north, that's what's pulled away. This is only part of what's pulled away from Vilnius. Now, it's very, very strange that they would give up Vilnius in that way. However, as the council has said, it could be a trap. They could have abandoned Vilnius, thinking that we would move in all our forces and then they would come back in the middle of a siege and hit the defending and the sort of the besieging forces from the rear. Now that could really be what's going on here. We don't know. As you can see, we can only see what's in here. As far as we're concerned, there's only 2 armies in here. We've got this army here, which is primarily a cavalry army. We've got some Streltsy, some European mercenaries, of course, but nothing really that would bother us in terms of that. And again, this small force here, now that does possess some more significant forces here. Particularly these 3 regiments here. These are the really elite, the upper echelon. They've also got 24 pounders and they've got a 4-inch mortar as well. But this doesn't sit quite right, because if you think about it, Vilnius could be taken. That would give us access effectively to and it would give us access to Moscow. So from Vilnius we could move down and take Moscow. We could even take Minsk if the Germans move against us here. And the Germans do have this army here, but again, they're not at the full strength. This is very, very odd. Kiev, of course, a little bit out of a stretch, but we could always move around, hook around here, sort of come around, move. We couldn't really move through Belarus. You'd have to declare war. So for the meantime, Kiev is protected because we don't want to start a war yet, but Moscow would be at our mercy, but we don't know what's in here either. There could be an absolute mass of forces in here, and the Russians do have significant forces still available, particularly in the Crimea here. Crimea has seen quite a significant increase in forces. But they've also got up north here, my friends, the last sort of remaining bastion in the north here of the Russian Empire, and that is well protected. Look at this. A lot of troops here. Granted, mind you, look at the Guard Grenadiers here. The Preobrabenski Guard Grenadiers. That's a monstrous regiment. It really is. Lots of cavalry. Lots of Streltsy. Look at the guns there. That would tear you to pieces. And some Grenadier Guards in there as well, if I'm not mistaken. Again, defended by a small force initially, but they do have significant forces still at their disposal. We must look at that army there. That's a very, very strong army indeed. Look at this army has campaigned extensively. Got to be careful, although we have. Why haven't we sealed this off here? Let's seal this off. We've sealed that off now. No income from there. We've also sealed off the main Russian fleet, which is here. Look at that. We've also started raiding here, but there's nothing coming in here. So this. I don't think this is going to be raiding very much. It's 42,000. Let's just do that and see what it's done. Still the same, so we're not really getting any income from that at all. That's okay. What we do have, though, is total control of the Baltic Sea. Total dominance. We've also got up here, as you can see here, another naval task force being built. And actually, while we're at it, let's repair some of these here now that we've got Finland under our control. But there still is this Russian army loitering around here, but it has taken a severe beating. So as we took the city, we gave them a sound thrashing, as you can see. Let's get this army up and running there as well. Let's get all our forces. Oh, look at that there. Craft workshop. Let's make a statement here. And let's just focus back on Vilnius. So we do need to find out what's going on, but the councillors once again recommended we just be very, very wary here of this. This could be a trap. So what we're going to do is going to send our spy around here. Let's just see the things. Look, well, sir. Would you look at that? Now that initially is not what we saw. Look at this. Granted, not at full strength, but enough to do a lot of damage to us here. Because the initial army is striking in at Vilnius will be effectively left by itself. However, the Russian forces will be continually pouring in. I can bet you bottom dollar this army group here will probably move back into Vilnius, and there's probably additional forces here which we can't see just yet. Also loitering, probably going to move back in. If we can move our gentlemen up here and see what's going on.
With all speed. Immediately.
Can't see them. They could be here. In this area here, which is out of our fog of war.
Ready for action.
We're also trying to keep an eye on what's going on here as the Germans move through. But France is at war with Russia. This force is moving through. As you can see, it's taking a bit of a beating as it went through because there was some skirmishes with the French forces here as well. I imagine this army here is doomed, to be honest with you. I don't think the French can allow that to stand for very long, but the French do have some powerful forces as well. But our main concern is getting this army group through unhindered and in one piece. Now we could move out against this Russian force here, but I do like to keep these forces intact. Now what have we got here? We've got an excellent force here which I think is wasted on defence.
Yes, sir.
We've got this force here which is pretty much ideally built for defence, to be honest with you. Especially with the guns.
Yes.
And I think we might switch out these regiment of cavalry here for some others.
Sir. Sir. Your orders? Make ready!
We'll just switch these out for gentlemen. That's a powerful force.
Make ready.
That's more like it. Now that's... I think we might move this force into Riga as a defensive force. And this army might come out as an offensive force. I think that's what we're going to do.
Forward. More orders. March. Ready and
We like to hold on to Riga because it is our bridgehead, our foothold in the region. I'd like to try and keep the Russians on the back foot if possible, and also try and get this army group into St. Petersburg, but that's going to be a heck of a fight. We've also got the French here as well. They do have Karelia, but we've also got Archangel here, as it were, and the remaining territories are for some reason under German control, which has always baffled me. But we've got France here in the Cherkask, which is an absolute brutal battleground for ourselves. We lost a good number of men here. We've also in the Middle East here got this under our control as well. I think let's get this army up and running. We can't abandon these forces on the absolute extreme extremities of our empire. Our empire is vast at the moment, as you can see here, but these are gentlemen on the absolute extremities of that empire. Now we're at war with Persia, and I can guarantee you, oh good grief, that is a really, really tough army to fight. So these gentlemen do need to be at full strength here. We've also only got Regiment of Horse. That's going to be pretty difficult. But I think we should really try and make the most of these here eventually. Now, of course, moving further southwest here down into sort of the Middle East proper. We've got this army here as well, which is primarily here, but they took Baghdad from us. We couldn't hold Baghdad. It was effectively overwhelmed. Their forces were too many, but we did give them a bloody note. But we want Baghdad back. We're not going to allow them to sit there and take that. As you can see, they're already starting to mould and shape Baghdad into their own particular thing. Well, look at this. They've got these moving up as well. I can see a fight brewing here. Not a chance we're going to allow them to have that. We won't put any money into that just yet. This force here is isolated. That's what we're trying to put together. I think we might even send this force into the fight. I think we're going to send this force and use these as defensive force. I know the council has been asking for us not to recruit any more troops. but I think they might just make an exception here in the Middle East. We're building here as well. There's a fight here. We took Antalya. And we've also landed these forces here at the request of the council as well. I think that's really important. We have to go through the port. That's more like it. And we'll set a situation here. We're going to try and cut off any further incursions by the Ottomans. You can see the Ottomans trying to move around here. We are moving against the Ottomans where we can and when we can. Let's upgrade that there. Let's upgrade this here as well. Let's get the economy in Ankara really motivating here. And again, we can't replace, for some reason, we cannot replace any of these gentlemen for line infantry. They don't. This line infantry is unavailable in Ankara, which is just baffling. But here, oh good grief, look what they can get here. But I'm hoping we can get line infantry here, if eventually we take Istanbul. But I think the only way we're going to get line infantry is we can't even get line infantry down here either in Damascus, which is just really difficult for us. It really does hinder our progress here. And again, all we can get is American native line infantry. It's not of the same caliber. We can't even get any dragoons. We can get light dragoons, but not full dragoons. Which does again put us at a hindrance. That really is. Light dragoons would be absolutely wonderful, but we can't get them. We are really struggling in terms of getting forces into the Middle East. We don't have a sort of a. We could always take the bar, Tunis and Tripoli, but Tunis might give us that ability to get line infantry. But again, until we come down into the Balkans, we're not going to be able to get that line infantry. We've given Patras to Greece as well. We've sealed off most of Italy. We've also got a massive army group down here. I wonder if this army group could be actually moved away. But then again, the problem is we've also got Venice starting to really push now against us. As you can see, they're already here in the Tyrol mines. I think what we'll do, because the mountain pass here protects Innsbruck, we'll actually increase that here. Oh, look at that there. Here in Budweis. Again, every gold coin counts here in this campaign. We must have spent millions on this campaign. And this is what we've carved out here in Western Europe. Look how long it's taken us to get this up here. And we've also sealed off Hungary here. So again, let's pour some money into the economy here. As you can see, we've got this line here. That's bringing a lot of wealth, my goodness me. If we've sealed off this Hungary here in Croatia, we've sealed all this off with this line here. Now, you may think this is a waste of army, but if the Germans move up again, we can't lose what we've fought so hard to get. To get Vienna, Prague, Berlin, it costs us masses, and then we move westwards, where we see the absolute titan, the behemoth here, which is Spain. It is, look at this. The forces here of Spain is staggering. So again, we're just keeping an eye on what's going on now. We want to move through here, but I don't think we do. I think we're going to leave this gentleman. Imagine we've got another gentleman here. Keep an eye on Spain. So what we might do is send this gentleman back towards the Russian border, because we need to know what's going on in Kiev. Let's just send him here. I'll keep this gentleman here, close to the border. What's in France? Let's have a look at what's in Paris in terms of the Spanish. Oh, good grief. The Spanish are so strong. And again, this has fallen upon me. This is my fault. The reason why Spain is this strong is my fault. It's entirely my fault, because the council said, Mala, you need to deal with Spain as soon as possible. I didn't. They had one region left. From that one region, they've got all of this, including the northern here of Italy. They've got Gibraltar, they've got Morocco. Look at this, they've got Portugal. They're an absolute titan, easily one of our strongest potential enemies, but they loathe and detest us, but they haven't moved against us because we've put a massive force here. This is a good percentage of our military strength is on the border with Spain. So they know if they step over that mark, we will hit them hard. And to be honest, this army
Ready
here
and waiting orders.
probably better on this bridge here.
Forward! For crown and country!
But look at Hanover, completely open apart from one army.
Make ready.
Very strong army, and the defenders of Hanover here. Again, another strong army here. We are creating an army here in Copenhagen to put into here. The council has requested we only create new armies, recruit new armies if they're needed somewhere.
Ready and
Okay, so
waiting
all
orders.
of these, we'll
Ready
put
for
these
orders.
gentlemen together as well.
Anything more?
We might send this army from Stockholm into Hanover as well. I think we'll put some more troops here. That includes some additional cuirassiers. But they're going to be earmarked for Hanover, but this battle here with Vilnius is going to be key.
Ready and waiting orders.
So we got some very, very strong forces here.
Make ready.
Incredible.
Sir.
Now we've got General Cromer as well down here.
Sir.
With here, look at that, that's an absolute wonderful force there. A very, very strong force. Now General Cromer and indeed General Ernuk have, of course, been sort of really debating the strategic options here, and I think they've come to the conclusion that surrounding Vilnius and launching a massive sort of hammer blow upon them in one fell swoop, so effectively using a sledgehammer to crack a very large nut, as it were, is the best option here. So that's what we're going to do. Now I know we offered the option
Ready
of
for orders.
transferring General Ernuk to the Marine Corps, so we're going to still keep that option open if General Ernuk requires and wants that option there. But again, the council, there are options open here for the council should you want them, my friends. Again, this one is not complete here. And why are you not complete? Because we haven't sent these forces into you, that's why. I think these are also earmarked for these here. Now, gentlemen, I think what we will do,
We can't do that, sir.
take this army out,
Sir.
move this into here,
Your
and
orders.
then move this army into here.
Men,
This
forward.
army goes back in.
Forward. Make ready.
Definitely need to keep an eye on
Forward.
these
March.
Russian forces here, because the French aren't going to move them. I'd imagine they'll move this way towards us. Got to be careful of this flank here, but I'd like to see what's going to go on here. We might just move. We'll wait one more turn here and see what happens here. We also need to dispatch this and also dispatch some of these Ottoman forces down here. Now I know this front isn't important, but if we can secure Anatolia here in its entirety, it'll give us the strength to perhaps move on the Persians. We're at war with Persia as well, remember, and their empire is not small. Then, of course, there's the absolute monster, easily one of the toughest fights we'll ever have, is when we eventually move into India, because they are absolutely vast in both their wealth and military power. I kid you not, my friends. Their strength. I mean, look, just for example, here, that's just one city and one particular region we know of. They have such massive quantities of men they can throw at things. I'm just going to take a quick look here as well. Look at this, for example, here in Satora Bajapur. Let's have a look at Hyderabad. Hyderabad. Yeah, look at this here. Look at all the forces they've got here. Good grief, look at that. They got the great gun. Another great gun. They've got, look, another great gun here. Oh, 2 great guns. That is astonishing. It's going to take everything we've got here to break into India, but that's a way off. That, but we do have a foothold here. We did take this island here of Ceylon to give us that foothold into sort of India when we're ready, but it's going to be a brutal fight. I kid you not. Now let's have a look further up this way here. We've also got the spies in it as a preliminary. Oh, they are ready for us. My goodness me. And ignore the quality of the troops, my friends. It's the quantity they have. Look at the great guns they've got. My goodness me, look at this. They've got everything under the sun here. They're not messing about here at all. Now these spies are here as a preliminary sort of intelligence gathering mission because they've got everything sealed off. My goodness me, it's going to cost us dear to get into India. But let's focus. Let's focus on the here and now, and that means taking Vilnius. That's our main goal here is taking. As you can see, Spain loathe the detesters, but they haven't moved against us just yet. Oh, Greece, would they be interested in a trade agreement? I doubt it very much. No, they wouldn't. That's fine. We don't really need the trade thus far. Let's end the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens. We're going to find out what's going on here. We might move against this force if it doesn't move away. But if we've got a chance, actually what I would like to do is move them. Actually, what we'll do is we'll move into here. With this force here. And this force here. We'd like to keep the Marine Corps out of harm's way for the moment. So we can keep them out of the way here. Then if we can move into Dienerberg here. Well, let's end the turn. Let's see what happens here. As you can see, we're moving our various spies and accomplices around the map here. We need to really be on our toes here. Now, Britain have been a staunch ally, but they've done absolutely nothing for us at all in terms of military. They've just effectively just stood and watched us conquer, well, all of North and South America. Continental America is under our control entirely. And they're taking a beating there. Look at that. The French have dealt. That's a wonder, sir. I wonder if they're going to go for that, one of those Russian armies there. Ooh. Where did the French get that army from? Where are these forces coming from? Germany, another real, one of well, it is. They are our most ferocious, or were our most ferocious enemy. Ooh. Well, look at this, a duel. We haven't had one of these in a very long time. Both, I think we'll go for let's go for rapier here. Let's go for fencing. The rapier sword. Let's do that. Oh. You chose a sword, sir. I have not seen a dueling result for a long time.
Et Spiritus Dei ferem.
Wow. Oh, they won. I don't believe it. He shot himself in the face. And we chose swords. Not a very good swordsman. Naples and Sicily. Ottoman Empire. They're still moving and harassing us, but we will deal with them, believe me. Russia, this is the key question here. Where are they going? Why are they evacuating St. Petersburg? But where are these forces going? Wait a minute. Oh, there it is. There it is. They've actually come back to reinforce Vilnius. That's going to be a monster fight. And they're also reinforcing. Look, they're moving through here. We've got to watch out for here. Because Breslau could be in danger here, especially with these Russian forces moving through. We've got to intercept these. That is huge. Look at that force around Vilnius. That's going to be a brutal fight. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Look at Persia. Look at the forces available to Persia. And Spain. I wonder if Spain will finally take the plunge. No, they haven't. They just won't do it just yet. But this Venice, look at that. They're also being a menace. Like, what? What? I'll go for a peace treaty, sir. But you're not getting 11,000 off us, that's for sure. No. Not a chance. Greece, Norway. I've got to deal with this Russian army up here, which we are going to do. We're not going to leave that to loiter about. Not a chance. Looks like we're going to take a battle there for definite. Because now they're raiding the British line here, and that's a very, very lucrative line there for us. Sweden can do, Norway can do anything, I don't doubt it. We've got enough forces here to deal with it. I think we're not going to sit here and just wait for it to happen. I think we'll just set them here, ready to move in. I think we'll do a raiding of our own. That fleet will be ours. Ah! Oh dear. Oh dearie me. They effectively cancels this out, but that's a really bad vice president, my goodness me. Alvin Darrell, new president. Oh, Denmark, look at that, that's alright. Now look at that. Adriatic Sea, oh. Now look at that, we've also got Venice sealed off here, but we've also, look at this, that's a very, very strong force there indeed. Just putting this here into the Adriatic here, that should signify our intentions. I think we'll also just increase our firepower here as well in the Adriatic. We're not going to be just pushed to one side, I can assure you. Let's pour the money into this economy here. Michigan, here we are. Still upgrading things back at home, which is excellent to see. We still need to take this Black Hills Plains Nation as well. Just making sure that everything is fully upgraded here. There's no point having this as nothing here, but that's fully upgraded. Right, this force is now fully replenished. So we're going to start moving our forces into position. Time to deal with these gentlemen here.
Men, forward.
See how we get through that lot.
At the ready.
Are they? They're trapped here. I don't believe it. Let's get the bomb catch and let's.
Yes, Captain. Your humble servant. Waiting further orders. Wait, orders. Yes, Captain. Ready and waiting. Weigh anchor. Set sail. Waiting for order. Forward. Orders received and understood.
Excellent. Now they are also available. We can probably move them into position here as well, to block off any further attempts by the Ottomans. If they think we're going to be beaten by this, they are sorely mistaken, sir. How far off is this army from being completely ready? Not, oh, it's not too far. Some of them though did take a real beating. I'll try and get this mines here. But I don't really want to leave anything at all. Mind you, we'll probably upgrade this here. Let's get into the position here.
Seeing,
look at that there.
but unseen.
Good grief. But this army here, these armies would easily quash what's in Armenia here. That's why I don't want to invest in Armenia, because they've just absolutely overrun us there.
At the ready.
Right, I think it's about time to prevail on this here. Oh, gee, oh. He got killed there. He shows the sword, but The sword didn't do very good for us, did it? I think what we will do,
Do you require of me?
let's move him this way here, just so we can keep a real close eye on what's going on.
I must pray
Jeepers
a
creepers, great balls of fire. Would you look at that? Would you? Good grief. There's the problem. If we move these forces around here, we've got a massive army group waiting in the wings here.
Yes, sir. Ready for
They didn't
order.
move this here. We've got to... Well, are we going to get past them even?
Sir.
That's going to be the key question here.
Yes.
We can't go all the way around. That's going to take far, far too long.
Onward. Your humble servant. Forward.
Let's move through here very, very gingerly indeed here. We can't engage these forces here. We need these armies here, this army here for their... I think we're going to start preparing, moving in here. Where's General Cromer? There's General Cromer. We shall move into... Let's move into university here. Let's move into the province
Ready
here.
for battle.
Let's
At the
start
ready.
preparing our troops here.
Make ready.
We've got a massive amount of forces
At the
here
ready.
already. We can look at this. We do need to retrofit some of these armies, but still.
Yes, sir.
Oh, ho, 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 look at that. General LNH here. A wonderful
Forward.
army here. Look at
For
that. An
crown
absolute
and
battering ram.
country.
Now these...
At the ready.
Why isn't this army at full strength? Why, sir? We're also going to move from this way, so we could probably move the Gardinas here. This army, these armies here.
Yes. Orders. Sir. Yes. Sir.
This army here. They're coming from several different angles.
Citizens. March. Sir. Your orders.
Running parallel, remember, this city has to be taken.
Yes. Men. Forward.
Let's move in all additional forces
Humble
now.
servant. Forward. March. Ready for order. March. Sir. Troops. Forward.
Ah, there it is. That's why. We had
the
these
ready.
gentlemen here.
Forward. Waiting for
March
your onward.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to retrofit these armies here. Perfect, sir.
Any further orders? Your humble servant. Yes. Forward! For crown and country!
Let's make sure that everything is absolutely spot on here.
At the ready.
Oh, look at that. We got some US Marines in here as well. That's a really strong here. General Cromer and General LNH are absolutely looking fantastic here
Make
as well.
ready.
We've got
Ready for order. Immediately. Ready and awaiting orders. At the ready.
we're retrofitting in the field, which is not really what we want to do, recommended, but it's just the way it has to be at the moment.
Your humble
They're
servant.
fully ready to go.
Ready for orders.
And
Sir.
ooh, that's a lot of cavalry there, which is not really
Your
going to suit
humble
us there.
servant.
We just have to do what we can.
Forward. March. At the ready.
We have to get two there, two cuirassiers at least here. We want to see what these are going to do here. We have to be very, very careful here.
Yes.
No, gentlemen.
Make ready. At the ready. Forward. March. Sir.
Now, if there's every chance they might attack us here.
March.
Now we've crossed the river here. There's every chance these armies might move in to attack us. If that happens, it'll at least keep these armies away from us. But this is the absolute key battle here. I cannot overstate how important this is here. These armies have to be moving in one punch They have to be completely interconnected when we hit this city here, because look what they've got defending it. It doesn't look much. I know a lot of them have got these tattered flags here, which means they're at full strength. But unless we do this properly and move in immediately in one go, it's going to cost us dear. This battle's going to be a brute anyway.
Sir.
Actually, we might just move these forces in here just to make sure we've got some. Let's trade out some of these cavalry here for some there. But here is also a problem. That's going to be a problem there. They're obviously moving down to Freiburg here.
Your humble servant.
Oh, look at that. These fiends here as well moving in. I think it's time we detach one of these here on the border. Not that force.
At the ready.
Look at that. Perfect.
Forward. March.
Right, let's tighten up the line.
Yes. More orders.
This force has to be dealt with here in Venice. And if need be, we'll move. I think we'll move some of these forces. In fact, we'll move all of these forces away from here.
Sir.
Let's move them up to Venice here. Well, let's take the fight to Venice, because they don't have many forces in here. I think we might move it against Venice here. I'll get the council's advice first, but we are going to use these forces. They're loitering around here. Let's move in against Venice. And I'll get the council's approval for the operation against Venice first before we move in. I don't do anything without the council's approval.
Make ready. Waiting further orders.
Some of these will need additional forces in to make them complete.
Anything more?
And also here as well, we can probably move against them here.
At the ready. Sir. Ready and
We're
awaiting.
missing cannon, so these gentlemen here can have additional cannon.
By the left. March.
And here, I think the army's in good strength. Here it is. Additional forces are going to have to be put together in here as well. What we got here?
At the ready.
Definitely need a general. And we definitely need cannon. Let's get foot artillery. No, gentlemen. Oh, we're out of money there. Right, we'll give one more turn, my friends, and then if we're engaged here, that battle will be for next turn. I know this turn hasn't seen any action, but we're just preparing this episode here for what is to come. We've also got this force down here, but let's not worry about that just yet. We've had to dispatch a force from here, but we're also looking to move against Venice, try and bring Venice under our control if possible. Remove the menace here, Venice, which I know does rhyme. Right, let's end the turn. Let's see what's going on. Actually, do we have any more research plate? We do indeed. Why do we have that here, sir? Demolish it. Also, this force has to be dealt with. So I think we might chase this force down here. We won't send these out when they've already been in battle. I think what we will do is we'll chase this force down. We're not going to stand by and let them do whatever they want. Not a chance. No enemy's going to do that to the United States anymore. Not a single enemy. Let's end the turn. Good grief. As you can see, we're just getting these forces into position here. We need to see what's around us. Britain, what will Britain do? Okay, they're sending some of their troops, but they're not really doing anything here to help us. If Britain would only unlock their military, it would just push everything aside altogether. We would. Now France, yes, there it is. Oh, they got absolutely thrashed. And they're sending another force in. Will this do the business? It also got thrashed. My goodness. These Russian forces have destroyed everything. That means France will probably lose this region now. And Russia will have complete... Oh no, maybe not. Oh, they've moved against Kiev. Germany. Now hold on a minute, just wait a minute, sir. Why are we seeing more German troops moving in to the border with Warsaw? Hang on a minute. Don't even think about it, Naples. Don't even think about it. There it is. Well, we can retreat from that immediately. But if they want to fight, they can come along and fight our fleets in here if they want to. What the blazes is going on here? Oh, there was a rebellion there, I believe. That's why we have to seal them off. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. They're coming through here. Are Naples actually serious here? If they want to fight, then we'll oblige. We will oblige. Ottoman Empire have been an absolute menace to us. They really have. Russia, this is the key here. Here's the key to it. Can we get the Marine Corps into Vilnius without being intercepted? They reinforce St. Petersburg, if anything. It's been significantly reinforced. What are you up to, Russia? What are you up to, sir? I cannot believe that Naples have had the gall to move in against us. Here we go. See, Russia's still got a lot of fight about it. Look, where are all these troops coming from? These are coming from Moscow without a shadow of a doubt.
Enemy approaching!
There it is. They've engaged. We knew it was coming. We've got to take this fight, my friends. We've got to take this fight. But it's absolutely disrupted our entire plans here. It's a very even fight. They do outnumber us slightly. But it's going to cost us dear, this fight. And it's going to disrupt our plans for Vilnius. It looks like this army group's going to have to be fighting independently. And the attack on Vilnius will have to take place with General Cromer and General LNH taking charge. The Marine Corps is going to have to be fighting here to hold this. Effectively what we're doing now is we're holding this army group, this Russian army group, away from coming to support the troops in Vilnius. That's what their mission is now. It's changed from being attacking from behind. It's now moved to almost a rearguard action here to try and hold this Russian force away from Vilnius, where we'll deal with the city. But that's going to be for next turn, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I do apologize for no particular fights in this episode. I know it's not. It was one I was perhaps looking to do a fight, but as you can imagine, my friends, things have been a little bit busier at the moment, a little bit different at the moment. But I can guarantee you it's going to be an absolute huge fight. Because what have we got here? We've got, well, nigh on 10,000, well, nearly 20,000. It is 20,000 troops fighting here. It is a gigantic battle. It does include the Marine Corps. I'm glad I got the Marine Corps here, because if you're isolated behind enemy lines, which we are behind enemy lines at the moment, and we're fighting what is now turned into a rearguard action. Well, not a rearguard action, but it's effectively a stalling position, a holding position, trying to keep this army group, a Russian army group, away from the main assault on Vilnius. This has become their mission now. Now, if we can do that, if we can throw them back, then it gives General Cromer and General LNH a chance at taking that city, and it's going to be a brutal fight all around. But this will be for next time, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. As always, please keep your comments coming down below. If you want to be promoted into an army, once the fighting has ended, I will do the promotions, my friends. Please let me know down below. As always, please keep your comments, keep your proposals, your strategies coming, my friends. They've been absolutely wonderful. Your guidance has guided us to where we are now, but we are now in a fight, a real fight. This is where you get your hands dirty now. This is where we get our hands dirty now on the Russian front. This is it. We've made the push, and now the Russians have responded. But whatever you do, my friends, please be safe out there. Please look after yourselves. But until next time, bye for now.